Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is the 19th of January, Wednesday, and it looks like the news in terms of transfers is heating up now a little bit. Not quite heating up, but more is coming out now. More solid news from good source, from better sources compared to the last day. Before we get into it, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and then we will get into it immediately because the stories are, well, it's Arthur, Zakaria, and Martial. That's what it is. We start off with Arthur. I will read out the news first. It's from Romeo and Di Marzio. Romeo said today's Arthur's agent Federico Pastorello was at Arsenal's headquarters. The Gunners continue to press for the Brazilian midfielder. Then Di Marzio said Arsenal is looking to find an agreement. Above all, the formula Arsenal will not go beyond the loan offer for the moment. But Juve do not seem convinced to accept and consider Arthur an important element of the squad. Now, first of all, yesterday Arthur played. He played well. Like he played, I would say he played very well. Again, it's the B team of Sampdoria, a Sampdoria team who already was struggling, even with their A team. But he played well. Now, everyone wants him to play. I think mainly because it frees up Locatelli to move up higher up the pitch. We can see again Sampdoria, but yesterday you can see what Locatelli can do when he's higher up the pitch. Like his impact is bigger than the position he played this season so far. I think that's what everybody wants, and also a lot of people do rate Arthur. And I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's amazing on the ball in terms of he's very cool, collected. He knows what to do with the ball. Sometimes he has a mistake in him. His kind of not really downside, but things people who don't like Arthur say is um, he plays the simple passes, which at times is fine because yesterday he played some simple passes, which Betancourt, Rabiot, name it, they don't play and they prove to be effective. That's that. But I think the main issue is, and that goes back to Allegri, he does not trust Arthur to do the defensive work and not sit alone, but when he needs to do that, he can stand this guy and he can allow Locatelli playing higher up the pitch. He does not trust Arthur to do that in big games. We've seen that. He benches him. He plays Rabiot and Betancourt ahead of him. And I think that's gonna happen again this season. This season, if he stays, it's gonna happen against Milan. I don't expect Arthur to start. Moving forward in big games, I don't expect him to start. Maybe he gets one game or a few minutes, but starting week in, week out, I don't see that because Allegri doesn't really like him. That's that. Now, I've always said Allegri is not going anywhere. Like I know people want him out, and if we don't get top four, I strongly believe they gave him the deal. They knew what was coming, what could happen. He's not gonna move, and then you need to choose: are you gonna keep Arthur, who the coach doesn't like, who the coach is not gonna pick, not gonna play, or are you trying to move him on and bring in a player he actually likes? And we will talk about that in a minute. I think that's the decision that we as not that we don't need to make the decision, but we maybe in your head or just in general you can say yeah or no. But I think that's what the club is doing now. I've always said you need to give the coach what he wants. I'm not saying give him 35-year-olds, bring in Witzel, those type of players. I'm not saying that, but just in terms of how he wants to play, you brought him in. You knew what you were getting, and you're not gonna sack him. So, or you're gonna back him with what he wants, or you're just gonna, I don't know, struggle or build an unbalanced squad in terms of what the coach wants, because that happened over the past 4 years almost. So that's that. Those are the options. Now back to Arsenal. They want a loan for 6 months, basically until the end of the year, and Juve don't want that. And I get that. Like I said, Allegri doesn't really rate him, so he needs to go. Like if you wanna move him on, he needs to go. And maybe an 18-month euro loan, 18 month. deal on loan with an obligation to buy something like that. Uh, because we said it many times before, like if he picks up an injury, knock on wood, a big one, he just comes back in the summer and we're stuck with him. We need to pay him. And even if it doesn't work out, he comes back again and the coach still doesn't like him. So um, I don't know. It's a sticky situation, and that's why I keep saying that I still think he's gonna stay just for the simple fact that nobody wants to put an obligation to buy in the deal so far in January. So that's why I'm still 99% sure, or my feeling tells me it's 99% sure we're gonna stay like this, the way we are now, and that's with Arthur staying. But after this news came out, Nico Shira came out and he said, "You are pushing to sign Dennis Zakaria. Advanced talks with Swiss midfielder for a 4 year and a half contract. So this year and the following 4 seasons." Um, Again, I rate him as a source. I do. DiMarcio said that he's one of the alternatives we're looking at, or just one of the names we're looking at to come in if you don't get Rovella, because Jena don't want to let him go. He's one of those names. We know he's a free agent in the summer, so I don't know what the asking price is now, because to be honest, that has never been reported. What the actual asking price is from Borussia Mönchengladbach now in January. So we don't know that, but I don't think it's gonna be 10. Nobody's gonna pay 10. They're just gonna wait a few months. So it should be between 3 and 6 million euros, maybe 8. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna spend 8. So if there are an advanced talks at this stage of the month when the transfer window is almost open, they better know what Gladbach will ask, and they better be sure that they can pay that, or they're willing to pay that. Like, you have no room to negotiate in the next 10 days to lower the price. Like, that's insane. So they better have a good idea or be confident about the deal. Now, Zakaria, okay, I like him. I said it before. Do I see him as a starting player if you want to be back at our peak again? And with peak, I mean 2017, like those seasons. I don't really think I'm not 100% convinced. If you want to go back to 2017, I think he will be a very, very good squad player. He can play 15 to 25 games a season as a starter coming from the bench, and he do an excellent job. But for now, I think he will improve us a lot. Now, is he going to be a big difference? Maybe not directly, but I think indirectly. With him coming in, we can move up Locatelli a bit, and I think that will impact the future or the coming months in a more positive way. That's my opinion, because I think he can do a much better job than Betancourt and Rabiot or McKennie. In terms of, I mean, Locatelli, if he moves up the pitch, and Zakaria goes back to the 6 or around that, depending on how Allegri will play. That's also a question, because he keeps changing it up. So we still need to wait for that, to be honest. But I think him coming in will impact Locatelli's performances in a positive way. That will impact our performances as a team directly. But let's see how that will develop, because it's kind of fresh news. I know people say let's wait for Romeo to come out and say that, and I agree. But I do rate Nico Shira. He picked it up the last few 2 years almost. I would say 2 years. So yeah, that's that. So let me know in the comments, would you let Arthur leave and bring in Zakaria, or again, keep in mind Allegri is not a big fan of Arthur, so it's like we're gonna keep him, but he's not gonna play him. He's not gonna use him to his potential. Like, it's I don't know. It's a weird situation. But yeah, that's the current situation, and then we move on to basically the next piece of news, and it's Martial. I will read out the news. It's from Romeo. He said United want the club who gets Martial to pay the full salary until June, and the Red Devils also want compensation for the loan, all in the region of 10 million euros in total. I think Martial is on plus 12, around 10 to 12 million euros, and Manu, something like that, his wage. So they want like kind of 4 to 5 million euros as a loan fee, and then you need to pay his wage. That's never gonna happen. Like, if you hear Arriva Bene talk, no chance. Like, we're not gonna pay 10 million euros to have a player for maybe 4 months at best. That doesn't make sense. Like, absolutely, it makes absolutely zero sense for any club to do that, unless you have a really need, like, unless you have long-term injuries and you need to bring in a player and you're desperate, then yeah, you will do that. But we're not doing that. Barcelona are not doing that. Sevilla are definitely not doing that. If those are the terms, I think he's just gonna stay at United. I never felt that we were really in for him. Just thinking about it, logical. The cost, it doesn't make sense. Like 10 million euros for 4 months. We pay 10 million euros to have Morata 1 year, and you're gonna pay the same, okay, without the wages, but you're gonna quote unquote pay 10 million euros, basically almost the same for 4 months. Is he gonna have an impact? He needs to come in a new team. You don't know how will he pick it up, how he will develop, how he will fit into the squad and everything to the league, and you're wasting maybe 10 million euros on him because he's going back after that. So that's not gonna happen unless Man U say, you know what, we don't need a loan fee. You can get him, and you just need to pay the remainder of his wages for the next 3 months. Maybe then, I think even that is a stretch for the club at the moment. It is what it is. But I would not take that serious at the moment. Like, I don't see it. Like I said, unless it changed drastically in terms of demands from Man U. But yeah, that's it. That's basically today's news. It's, we know what we are waiting for. It's, is Arthur gonna go? Are Juve letting him go on a loan to Arsenal? Are we going to get a replacement to basically free up Arthur? Striker, I don't see it. I don't see anyone coming in. Ramsey still here. Also weird situation. But that's it basically. I think Di Marzio will speak about 3 hours maybe, as usually does. Maybe he has some news. Maybe Romeo comes out. But I think this week will be clear if anything will happen. I personally believe nothing will happen, but I think at the end of this week, maybe before Sunday, before the game, we will know. Yeah, something will happen, or we're just gonna stay like it is this January. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what you think about the Arthur, Zakaria, Martial situation, and then we will see you in the next one. Ciao.